Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody's doing well. Today's video, we are creating some anti-Valentine's Day nails, some un-Valentine's Day nails, so stick around. We're going to get right into this video. So I'm going to be using When in Rome number 80 from Medusa, gorgeous gray with a nice soft violet tone to it. I'm going to use Madame Glam's application brush to apply this product. Now I've already prepped my full cover tips, so I'm going to go right in and start applying the gel. And Medusa has these gel products in two different options. They have them in bottles and they have them in jars. The nice thing about the jars is they have a very thick viscosity to them. They are a gel paint consistency, but this one right here is actually applying a lot like a really good pudding gel. It's just not as thick. And the nice thing about the gels in jars, they do not self-level quickly, so you have time to work with them and they apply very beautifully. I can actually set this aside and I don't have to turn this over for it to self-level back to the middle, or I can go ahead and put it in the lamp and cure it. Now I'm only going to do one coat of application over all these nails with all the colors I'm using, simply because I'm going to be working over top of them, creating designs and doing some layering. So one coat's going to be perfect, but if you want your gel more opaque, I would do a second coat after you cure it and cure it again. I'm going to put When in Rome on the middle nail and on the pinky nail as well. Then I'm going to go in and apply First New Moon. That is a very pigmented black gel polish that Medusa has on the index finger and the ring finger. And then I'm going to remove the tacky layer from the black gel polish because that one bleeds through really heavily. I'm not even gonna lie, it bleeds through really heavily, and I don't want that to get into my top coat or interfere with my designs in any way. So while I'm getting the base application done on these full cover tips, I'm going to talk about today's video inspiration and why am I doing an anti-Valentine set of nails. Well, you guys know, if you've seen my other videos, I enjoy Valentine's Day, and a lot of it has to do with the self-love aspect of it, you know what I'm saying, and the love for family and friends and all of that, on top of the fact that Valentine's Day is considered a romantic holiday. I consider Valentine's Day a day of love for everybody, okay? But, you know, I have some nail sisters who like to think outside the box like I do, and a couple of them created some anti-Valentine's Day sets of nails, some goth nails. And, you know, I was kind of watching a nail sister the other day, and I saw a video, and she was doing a goth set, you know, an anti-Valentine's Day set. And she wasn't the first person I'd seen do it, but I was just inspired by her to create a set myself. Because honestly, not everybody celebrates Valentine's Day. Some people flat out hate Valentine's Day, okay? They do. Some people think Valentine's Day sucks, and I don't blame them, you know? Everybody has different life experiences, and, you know, everybody's had different things happen to them. I've had some really crappy experiences on Valentine's Day in my lifetime. I mean, I've shared one of them with y'all, but I've really had some seriously crappy experiences on Valentine's Day. And because of that, that's why I look at Valentine's Day the way I do now. Like, Valentine's Day today is not just about romance for me. It's about self-love. It's about love in general. You don't have to be celebrating Valentine's Day with a partner. You could be celebrating Valentine's Day in a different respect. You can make Valentine's Day whatever you want, because that's life. You are free to express yourself and to live your life the way you want to. And if you want to make Valentine's Day about yourself, about your friends, your kids, whatever, you know, whatever you want to celebrate Valentine's Day for, however you want to celebrate Valentine's Day is completely up to you, and you're free to do so. But, you know, aside from that, there are some people that flat out are just anti-Valentine's Day. They just, you know, life sucks, relationships sucks, love sucks, and I totally get it, because I've had some crappy relationships too. There's been some times I've been like, man, love sucks. And Valentine's Day just reminds you of all of that shit, you know what I'm saying? All the stuff that just didn't work out or didn't go well in a relationship with somebody, because we put so much emphasis on thinking of Valentine's Day as having to be all about romance. I mean, yeah, that's what the precedence around the holiday is. I mean, romance, but you can make Valentine's Day whatever you want. And if you don't like Valentine's Day, you hate you some Valentine's Day, more power to you for that too, because I mean, it is a very commercialized holiday. It's all about spending that money on all that temporary stuff, you know what I'm saying? Chocolates, they ain't gonna last. Flowers, they gonna be dead in 7 days. Cards, you gonna stick them in a box. Jewelry, you might wear it for a while, but if you add it to all the other jewelry you get for Valentine's Day, it ends up in the jewelry box. You can't wear it all at the same time. Some people try, sometimes people try to pull it off and wear everything they own all the time. But I think Valentine's Day should be a day for making memories, whether you're doing it by yourself, with your friends, with your family, with your kids, with your spouse, whatever works for you, and if you're not down with doing Valentine's Day, I mean, at least do something for yourself, go out and get your hair done, go get your nails done, go out and see a movie for yourself, enjoy yourself because you're free, and you're free to make your choices and live your life, and that's a beautiful thing. And that goes for the men out there too. Like, you don't have to put so much emphasis on Valentine's Day in the commercial aspect either. Go out there and do something for yourself. Go out there and get your nails done. Go out there and get your hair done. Go out there and watch a movie for yourself. Go out there and enjoy some time with your friends, with your family, with your siblings, do something special for yourself, do something special for somebody else, and just pass the love around. It doesn't have to be romantic all the time. And I feel bad for the fellas, because the fellas have a lot of pressure on them. Okay, I ain't trying to put us ladies down, but we put a lot of pressure on guys, a lot of expectations, to do things that are temporary and fleeting. You're so much better to have somebody there that's loving you and supporting you than somebody there who is spending money on you. Okay, like, women have a lot of expectations, like where's my flowers at, where's my chocolates, where's my candy, where's my jewelry, what I'm saying? That stuff is temporary. The stuff that's important is the memories that last. It is the loving moments and the memories, and lowering those expectations, expecting so much of everybody. You can buy chocolate and flowers 7 days a week. You know what I'm saying? If you have the option on Valentine's Day to make a life lasting memory, have fun, kick it with your friends, kick it with your family, do something, something that's memorable, or you got the option to get a teddy bear and some chocolates and flowers. Like, what are you going to choose? And so always keep that in mind too. Like, we put so much pressure on Valentine's Day and on each other to make it something that it don't even have to be. If all you got is you and your kiddos, you know what I'm saying? Do something special with your kids, it doesn't always have to be about romance. Sometimes it could just be, like I said before, it could just be about love in general. And I'm sorry, y'all, I have gotten off on some tantrum, okay? I've been all on it, okay? But yeah, like I said, I get down with Valentine's Day, and I get down with Valentine's Day in my own way. And, I think that's the point I'm trying to make, is that it don't always have to be about this or that. And I don't mean anything offensive. If candies and chocolates and teddy bears and jewelry and stuff is your thing, and that's what you enjoy doing, if that's what you enjoy doing together with your partner or your spouse or your family, more power to you, because you are free to do that. I'm not putting that down in any way, shape, or form, okay? Trust me, because I like me some chocolate. I like me some jewelry, okay? I like me some flowers. I like plants. I'll be honest, I like plants. I'm not a big fan of cut flowers. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy that stuff too, you know what I'm saying? But I guess what I'm trying to say is that, Valentine's doesn't have to be about that. So, like, Anti-Valentine's Day, you are free to enjoy it that way. You are free to enjoy it that way. But you don't have to always look at it as something romantic too. If that's why you hate Valentine's Day, you don't have to look at it as something romantic. And like I said, I got off on some tantrum. So I'm trying to get back to the point of what I was originally trying to say, okay? Because if you done got lost and all that, you probably done left. You probably like, this girl crazy today. She off on something? No, it is just, I get really passionate. Okay, I just get really passionate about the way I feel sometimes. I get a little bit too much in my feelings, and you know, we just do that sometimes. We just do that. And so, no, the inspiration behind this, like I said, is a couple nail sisters. So recently I was watching my nail sister, Nails by E. She is going to be linked down below for you guys. She was doing a kind of an anti-Valentine's Day, you know, set, goth set. And I wasn't using her designs as this inspiration, but I was using the thought behind it because, you know, I do know people who are just, right now, Valentine's Day is not their thing. They're just not feeling Valentine's Day, you know, they're not into the romance aspect of it. And I totally respect that because we've all been there, done that at some point in time, you know. And, you know, prior to that, I had another nail sister that I adore very much as well, and that's Nails by Nelly. She will be linked down below as well. A couple weeks ago, when I put out my first Valentine's Day set, she had done an anti-Valentine's Day set, and it was very inspiring as well. So big shout out to Nails by E and Nails by Nelly. I absolutely adore you guys, and you know this. And yeah, I definitely will link them down below so you guys can go check out their channels and go check out their Valentine's Day videos and, you know, get inspired by their nail designs as well. And there is something else I want to say. Now, if you are here watching this video, if you still made it through to this point of the video, through all my tantrums, and you're not feeling Valentine's Day, you know, you're anti-Valentine's Day, and you're that way for a reason. You're that way because you're hurt inside, because you're sad, because you're going through something right now. Believe me, you are not alone. You are not the only person that's ever been there. I know it feels like it because you're in your feelings and you can only feel life from your perspective, but you're not the only one that's ever been there and done that. And you're absolutely not alone. You are loved, very much loved and appreciated. I want you to look in the mirror at yourself and know that you are loved, that you are important, that you are special, and that you mean something. Okay? That no matter what it is you're going through, you are not alone. And if I could hug you right now, I would. I'm sending big hugs out to you. If you're going through that, you know, just remember that there's somebody out there that's going to love you for the person you are. They're going to love you, your stupid jokes. They're going to love the funny way you dress some days, your messy hair, that bad breath in the morning. Okay, maybe not that bad breath, 'cause I don't think anybody loves that. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just kidding. But, you know, they're going to love you and they're going to respect you, you know. So thank you so much for being here today. I hope this video inspires you. I hope this video makes you laugh. I hope it don't make you cry, you know. I hope I ain't getting too down and deep with it, you know. But thank you so much for being here. Like I said, you know, if I could hug you right now, I would. But I'm sending big hugs out to you, and just never forget it. Never forget it. So, and I know I have talked everybody's heads off, and I've been a little bit all over the place. But I just want to let y'all know, you know. And I'm gonna get back in the video a little bit. I did want to talk about this video a little bit. So when I created this design for you guys, I didn't want it to be just something that resonated within me. I wanted it to capture the feeling. I wanted it to capture the sense of the un-Valentine's Day, of the anti-Valentine's Day, and the emotions behind that. And, you know, I started off with the thumbnail because I thought the thumbnail was going to be the first nail you're going to see, and the thumbnail was going to be the focal point of this set because it encompasses every aspect of this set of nails. It definitely does. And I thought there was no better way to express that anti-Valentine's Day than the broken bleeding heart. Because even though this is a simplistic design, the symbolism behind it is very intense. It's a very strong symbolism. And I think the broken bleeding heart speaks volumes. I think it says a whole lot. And it stands for a lot of different emotions within that. It doesn't just, you know, have to be something romantic that symbolizes that feeling in general. And if you've never had that feeling before, if you're having it for the first time, if you know, I've never experienced it before yourself, you know, you're not alone. You're definitely not alone. We all experience some type of heartbreak in our lifetime in some way, shape, or form. But as far as the anti-Valentine's Day set of nails, I thought the broken bleeding heart was just the way to kick off this set. And like I said before, a way to capture the feeling behind the set, you know. So since this nail is almost done, I want to recap every step I went through. So I used When in Rome as a base color, one coat cured. I went in with the Color of Love, that red, and I created the heart design. I cured that. I went in with First New Moon in the jar, which has the gel paint consistency, cured that, came back in with the Color of Love and created the blood drips. Then I matte top coated this, and then I went back over with a non-wipe top coat, went around all of the black on the nail to really make the break in the heart and the border around the hearts pop. I even stuck a little bit of that non-wipe top coat on the blood drips just to really make them pop as well. And I just love the way this nail turned out. It's a matte nail, but that non-wipe top coat around the border and on the details of the nail really make it pop. And this nail is complete. And like I said, I absolutely love the way this nail turned out. So I'm going to go ahead and get started actually on the middle finger. So with this nail, I did speed it up a little bit. If you want to go back and watch how this design happened, you can go back and watch this part and slow it down just a little bit. But essentially, I'm making a black rose, and to get that started, I'm starting off with putting an E on the nail and just wrapping it around and connecting it. All these lines are not going to be perfect the first time out. I'm actually going to go back over every one of these lines a second time to darken them up and thicken them up a little bit. But I'm going ahead and putting my lines down to begin with so I can get my design itself out of the way. And so this is going to be a black rose. It is going to have a pop of color in it to kind of tie the set together, and it's kind of symbolistic in essence, you know, to add that pop of red into it. And I chose to do this set with 3 colors because I wanted to keep it simple. And I also wanted to keep it dark. You know, you got the gray down as the base. It's kind of got that ominous feel. You've got that pop of red, which is the Color of Love, right, essentially. But it can translate totally differently as well when it comes to using it as like blood drips. And then, of course, black to kind of keep it dark. Now, you could use all 3 of these colors to make a Valentine's Day set of nails that isn't anti-Valentine's Day, but I thought these colors worked really, really well together. And I chose to keep white out of the set because I just didn't want it to have that balance of light in it. I just wanted to keep it, you know, keep it dark. So about here in the design, here in a moment or so, you're going to really start to see the rose really take shape. But there are some lines that I was going ahead and going over a second time, straightening them out and thickening them up a little bit. But I will kind of bounce around. I was just kind of moving around on the nail. Now I'm working with that gel paint consistency, and that is a little bit different to work with than regular gel polish. It applies a little bit differently, so it does take a little bit more sometimes to get the application that you're wanting, and sometimes it applies, you know, absolutely flawlessly. So I was kind of going back and forth and adding little bits of the gel polish to the brush and just trying to get all my lines in there where I wanted them. But as I start to actually add in all of the outward petals, you'll really start to see the fact that it's a rose. It'll really start to make sense here as I start to fill it in. Like I said, over the next couple minutes, it'll really come together. Now, I really love the way that this nail turned out. The only regret I have with this nail is I wish I would have started the rose a little bit higher up. I was freestyling this, and you know, with freestyling, sometimes that can happen. And I was loving the way it was turning out. I didn't want to wipe it off and start over, you know. So I wish I would have put it up a little higher on the nail, but I still love the way this nail turned out. So this is what it looks like with that second coat of application, just going back over all the lines. Now I'm going to stick this in a lamp and cure this for 60 seconds so I can go ahead and move on to the next step. So here I'm going to take a little bit of that Color of Love, and I'm just going to go around the very inside edge of all the petals, just to kind of give it that bleeding rose kind of feel for me. Now it may translate for you as being a res rose with a black outline, but to me, it essentially was a black rose. I was creating a black rose. It's going to have a black stem. It's going to have black leaves. And there's going to be, you know, some more dark touches to it other than that. But I did go in and add some red. But now, when I get done adding all this red in here, after I cure this off, I'm actually going to go through and wipe it out, and that will tone that red down a little bit. And I'm also going to end up matte top coating the nail, and that's going to dull the red down a little bit too. So it's not going to be such an intense pop of red on the nail by the time it's done. It looks like a lot right now, but that's because this red is very pigmented. And when I remove that layer before I go in, because with a really pigmented gel, I always wipe that off before I do any kind of top coat. You don't want that pigment to get in your top coats. And especially with a matte top coat, that's going to drag that pigment around the nail, and it's going to make your design messy or blurry. It even happens to me sometimes from time to time, no matter how careful or thorough I am with the nail. Sometimes it still happens. But matte top coat loves pigment. It loves to move it around, you know. And it just depends on the nail design you're doing. Like if you're using really pigmented gels, you want to wipe them off and get rid of that pigment layer that's on top, because it can muddy up your matte top coats and your non-wipe and your wipeable top coats. It can. So I've added my stem to the nail, and I'm going to go in and start adding in my leaves. And also I'm going to add in some thorns because I want that ominous feel with this. And, you know, like they say, every rose has its thorns. Okay, because they do. I mean, if you're used to cut roses, try growing some rose bushes, okay? Because they are prickly little suckers, and they will grab a hold of you if you're not careful. I mean, if you look at a rose bush up close, yeah, roses are beautiful. One of the most popular flowers ever. But look at the rose bushes. They're kind of scary looking. But, you know, hey, anything pretty is going to have its dark side to it, all right? Right? So, yeah, I'm going to go in after I get done doing this and add in some thorns. And, you know, I wanted those thorns to be extra spiky, okay? They are pointy as can be. And we're almost to that part, but I wanted to tell you guys ahead of time because I do start putting them down, and then I kind of skip ahead and show you guys what they look like when they're finished. And before I talk about the nails anymore, I gotta change the subject, okay? Because while I was editing this was funny. We had a warm day, and we had been in and out the door, and I don't know where these little gnat things came from, but there was a few of them apparently. They got in. They were attracted to my UV LED light, and I had removed some from the premises, okay? But while I was filming, I guess there was a stray one, and you will see it, which I was like, what is walking across my screen right now when I'm editing this? And I was like, oh my God, that was on my nail desk. It just casually walked right past my hand. I did not see that. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so creepy, you know? But bugs be just popping up out of nowhere, especially because I live in the country, and especially when there's a warm day, it's like every bug in the world just comes out of everywhere. And I cannot do bugs in the house. Like, I don't do bugs. But if you have a light on, a UV LED light, they are drawn to it, especially those little gnat looking things. I don't know what they were. They were weird looking, and they're gone now, but I just had to say something about it because I was sitting there thinking, if somebody's watching this, I didn't want to cut that part of the video out because I was doing the nail. I was like, if somebody's watching this and they're like, what is walking across the screen? That is from me, okay? That was from my video. Little buddy decided he wanted to join in the fun of creating some nail designs, and he casually strolled right on by like it wasn't nothing. I'm sorry, y'all. I know I'm ate up. You ain't got to tell me something I don't already know, but that was just funny. I just had to tell y'all. I don't even, y'all might not have even noticed it had I not said anything about it, but I noticed it. So I didn't want somebody to be watching, be like, watching this on TV. What's walking across our TV screen? Be like, nope, nope, it's mine. It's my little buddy. Well, he was. Sorry. It was. It's no longer. But I am finally done with that part of the nail design, and I'm going to hit it with that matte top coat and go over and touch up all those little accents on the nail, all the outlines and all that fun stuff with the non-wipe top coat. And y'all, yes, I am full of shenanigans. I have been on one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum. If I ain't making you laugh, I'm making you cry. That just, it wouldn't be Jamie H nails if I didn't just throw in a rainbow of emotions for you guys, right? We got to have our shenanigans though. At the end of the day, at least I try to incorporate a little touch of my shenanigans into as many of my videos as possible, so y'all can be like, this girl right here. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that little bug story. I love all God's creatures, by the way. Okay, just saying. So anyway, I'm going in there and touching up all of those outside lines on that, and I'm just going to show you a little bit of what I was doing, just a couple little lines. Then I'm going to get that in the lamp once I get finished and cure that out, and I will be back to show you how this nail turned out. Absolutely love this one just as much as the thumbnail. Look at that. It is so super cool. I love it. It's pretty, yet it's dark, you know. So since that nail design is done, I'm getting started on the pinky. So the pinky is going to be a thorn bush. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting that line work down. While I'm doing that, I'm going to explain the rose nail really quickly again. I put down the Win and Rome. I cured that in the lamp for 60 seconds. I went in with the first new moon in a jar. I did my line work. I touched back up over that. I cured that for 60 seconds. I went in and add the color of love as an accent around. And I went in and cured that nail again for 60 seconds so that polish wouldn't spread out. I did do the stem of the rose and the leaves with that same first new moon in the jar. I created those. And I went in and did the thorns. I put all that in the lamp again for the last 60-second cure. And then I went over and made sure everything was touched up before I had cured that, and then I went in and matte top coated that, and then I hit it with that non-white top coat to accent it. So I decided, because I was doing the rose on the middle finger and I was doing the hearts on the thumb, I wanted to tie those two together. So like I said, I'm doing like a thorn bush on the pinky nail. I'm going in and just creating some branch work around on the nail. I'm just trying not to overfill it, and then I'm going in and adding a whole bunch of thorns. So I'm doing that with the first new moon in the jar as well, and I've already applied that Win and Rome to the base of the nail. And once I get done doing all of the line work and the thorns, I'm going to stick that in the lamp and cure that for 60 seconds. Then I'm going to go through and hit this with a non-wipe top coat, because the next part of this design, I want to make sure that it translates a little bit better over top of it than it would if I had just placed it directly on top of it and then matte top coated it. So I went in with the non-white top coat first. It's also a good way to give a design a little bit more dimension. So I'm going to use my dotting tools to go in and create some little hearts on this thorn bush. I thought that that would be really cool to tie the set together that way. And, you know, you can consider them maybe little heart fruits or little heart flowers or whatever you want to call it, but just them growing on a thorny vine just has that kind of dark feel to it. It's just not very romantic, right? For me, I honestly look at the hearts on the thorny bush and think of them kind of like berries, you know. They kind of remind me of the type of person that goes around just, you know, plucking people's hearts and devouring them one at a time. Just, you know, the kind of person that just does people like that. And I think that, you know, a lot of us have experienced somebody who was that kind of person that they were in a relationship with. And so, yep. But yeah, I like the symbolism behind that. But that's the way I interpret it. So definitely let me know down in the comment section what you think of the hearts on the thorn bush. Like, how do you see them, as flowers or as something more, you know, more dark than that? So I am almost finished with this nail design. I finished the rest of the hearts off camera, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to go through and cap it with that matte top coat. Then I'm going to come in with that non-wipe top coat just like the other nails. I'm going to put some of that over the hearts. I'm going to touch up over the branches and the thorns to really make them pop. Then this nail is going to be completely done, and I am going to go in and add one last little touch to help tie this set of nails together completely. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. Definitely smash that like button for me. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of this set of nails. Also, if you like my videos and you're not already subscribed, consider subscribing so you can click the bell for notifications, and YouTube will let you know when I post new content. There's a pinky nail done, and I added that blood drip to tie that set together. Now it's time to finish this set of nails out with these last two nails. I put the black base down. I removed that tacky layer, that pigment layer off the top. I'm going in with a layer of a base coat, and then I'm going to go in with some hexagon shaped nail sequins. I'm using black and red, and I'm just going to alternate them on the nail. I'm not going to fill the entire nail out. I'm starting on this one from the top and going about 2/3 of the way down. I'll show you once I fill all that out, and then I'm going to put it in the lamp again to cure it for 60 seconds. But on the other nail, I'm actually going to go from the bottom up about 2/3 of the way. That way they've got kind of this yin-yang effect that you'll see after I get done with the entire set. After that came out of the lamp, I went ahead and hit that with a matte top coat. I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds, but I'm going to go in and do one more thin coat of matte top coat. That's to really help make sure all those sequins are encapsulated on the nail, that none of them are sticking out anywhere. It's really going to help with the effect I'm going for. And this is what it looks like, completely matte top coated. The black sequins are in there. They give a shadowing effect when you see them in person. It's actually really neat. And then I'm going to go in with that non-wipe top coat with my dotting tool and just go over top of the red sequins. To keep it from spreading, I do all the sequins on top, flash cure it for 30 seconds, turn it to one side, do all the sequins on that side, flash cure it for 30 seconds, flip it over, do the other side, and that last time I do a full 60-second cure, and this nail will be done. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're anti-Valentine's Day, Goth Valentine's Day, this set is definitely for you. So I hope you guys love this set, and I hope this inspires you to create some unique nail designs for your anti-Valentine's Day. And either way, whether it goes one way or another, I hope everybody has a wonderful Valentine's Day for themselves. And here is the way this nail turned out. I think this is super cool, the effect that non-wipe top coat has. I'll tilt it forward. You can see they're not big bubbles on the nail. It's just those nail sequins that do that. So this is the finished set all together. I'm going to add a little bling, put these on my hands, and show you the finished result. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.